They always told Derek the late shift was the easiest. Less traffic. Bigger tips. Fewer orders. What they didn't tell him was how dark the suburbs get at 2:47 in the morning, and how the hum of his Prius would be the only sound for blocks. It was his third week driving for GoBite. Just a side hustle until his welding certification came through. He liked the peace of night runs. Most customers didn't even want interaction, just drop the food and leave. Easy money. But tonight, something felt off. His phone vibrated. New order. Drop-off, 1717, Wycliffe Lane. Contactless. Special instructions, leave bag on porch. Do not knock. Wycliffe Lane was unfamiliar, which was strange. He'd been driving these neighborhoods for 3 weeks now. Still, the app gave directions, and Derek followed the winding suburban back roads until the trees started thickening on either side. His headlights caught twisted branches arching over the road like fingers. He slowed. The GPS stuttered. Then rerouted. Then stopped altogether. He squinted. Up ahead was a mailbox, rusted, leaning, with peeling numbers. 1717. The house was set back far from the road. 2 stories. Victorian. Or maybe just old. Paint chipped, shutters missing. One front light on, dim yellow and swaying slightly, as if it were swinging in a breeze. Only, there was no wind. Derek hesitated. Looked down at the warm takeout bag in the seat next to him. Someone ordered this. It's just food. In and out. He got out, shoes crunching on gravel. The air felt heavy. Too still. The kind of silence that presses on your ears. He walked up the creaking porch. Wood soft under his sneakers. No visible camera. No movement inside. Just a pale curtain gently shifting in the upstairs window. He crouched, placed the food down, and turned to leave, when he heard it. Thump. From inside the house. A single, low thud, like someone had dropped something heavy. He froze. Then another. Thump, thump. Something large. Moving slowly. Derek's heart began to pound. He forced himself to take a step back. Then he heard a click. Behind him. He turned, the porch light had gone out. He reached for his phone. No signal. He looked back at the house. The upstairs curtain was no longer moving. But now, something else was there. A figure. Just barely visible. Human-shaped. Still. Watching. Derek bolted down the steps, nearly twisting his ankle on the uneven stones. He threw himself into his car, slammed the door, and locked it. He looked up at the house one last time. The figure in the window was gone. The food bag was also gone. Derek didn't wait. He gunned the engine and turned around, tires spitting gravel. The GPS still refused to load. No bars. So he drove by memory, retracing turns until the trees cleared. Streetlights began to reappear. Civilization returned. Only once he was back on a main road did his phone buzz. Delivery complete. 0.00 tip. He exhaled a long breath, fingers trembling. Then another notification popped up. Thanks for the delivery, Derek, smiley face, sent from unknown. He stared. There was no return number. Just a smiley face and his name. That's when he noticed something in the passenger seat. The food bag. Sitting exactly where he'd left it before stepping out. Still sealed. Still warm. He didn't remember bringing it back in. And taped to the front now was a sticky note, "You went to the wrong house. Don't come back." He swerved into a gas station, heart pounding, headlights dancing across the concrete. He grabbed the bag and opened it with shaking hands. Inside was no food. just a bundle of Polaroids. One of him standing on the porch. Another of him crouching to place the food down. And another close-up of the back of his head. Taken just seconds before he'd turned around. Rick had been delivering food for over 8 years. Mostly nights. He liked the rhythm of it. Pick up, drop off, repeat. No managers breathing down your neck, no small talk. Just roads, music, and time to think. This Thursday night, his back ached and his feet were swollen. He'd just finished a double shift, and all he wanted was a shower and a cheap beer. But then the ping came in: order, double cheeseburger, curly fries, orange soda drop-off, Sundown Motel, room 6B. Leave at door. Knock once. He hesitated. The Sundown Motel was on the edge of town, half swallowed by woods, known for bedbugs, drug deals, and the occasional violent news story. But the payout was huge. 30 tip, prepaid. Fine. One last drop. He pulled in just before midnight. The neon Sundown Motel sign buzzed dimly, missing the W. The parking lot was nearly empty except for 2 old sedans and what looked like a camper trailer that hadn't moved in months. Rick stepped out into the still, humid air. The building stretched in a long, 2-story row. Fluorescent lights flickered above each door. Room numbers painted crudely in black. 1A. 2A. 3A. He made his way up the stairs to the second floor, food bag in hand, passing room after room. For B. 5B. 6B. Except 6B wasn't there. Between 6A and 7B was just the wall. No door. Rick blinked. Turned back. Walked the row again. 6A, then 7B. No 6B. He frowned, checked the app again. Room 6B. Knock once. He scanned the wall closely. That's when he noticed it. A faint rectangular outline in the paint. Subtle. The same color as the wall, but not quite. He reached out and touched it. Hollow. Rick stepped back. Hesitated. Then knocked once. The wall slid inward, revealing a dimly lit room. His breath caught. Inside was nothing. No furniture. No bed. No TV. Just peeling wallpaper, stained carpet, and a single chair in the center. On it sat a man. Or what looked like a man. Pale. Gaunt. Skin like wax. His mouth was sewn shut. Literally. Rick stumbled backward, but the man lifted a hand. Slowly. Gesturing to place the bag on the floor. Rick's heart slammed in his chest. Every nerve screamed to run. But something, curiosity, fear, maybe stupidity, made him crouch and set the bag down. The man's head twitched. Rick turned to leave, but the wall slid shut behind him. Complete darkness. He spun around, hands outstretched, trying to find the seam again. Nothing. The room felt colder now. Then the whisper started. From behind him. Soft at first. Then louder. A voice that wasn't coming from the man, but from the air itself. You were never supposed to come here. Rick froze. I just deliver food, man. That's all. The whisper laughed. That's what the last one said. Then the light flickered on again, except now the chair was empty. The man was gone. And the food bag had been opened. Its contents removed. In its place was a piece of paper. Rick picked it up with trembling fingers. One of us must deliver. One of us must stay. The air went cold. The walls began shifting, slowly melting like wax, dripping down as if reality itself was sliding off. Rick screamed and ran toward where the door had been, slamming his fists against it, and then suddenly, light. He was outside, staring at room 6A's door. He turned around, breath ragged. The wall was solid again. No sign of a door. No 6B. Nothing. His phone buzzed. Delivery complete. 30 tip. He backed away, down the stairs, and into his car. When he got inside, the food bag was gone from his hands. He looked at the passenger seat, a new bag sat there. Different place. Different receipt. New delivery. Drop-off, Sundown Motel, room 6B. Deliverer, Rick Holden. Assigned date, July 26, 2025. Status, permanent. His hands began to tremble. Then something moved in the back seat. A whisper. You're on shift now. Maya was done with the night shift. She swore it. This job had become something she used to pass the time, earn a little side cash while studying criminology. But lately, every shift felt like it took something from her. The eerie deliveries, the silence of empty porches, and now, this. Contactless delivery order, 2 large pizzas, garlic knots, bottle of Coke. Location, 11, Briar Hollow Road. Instructions, no contact. Leave food at door. Do not speak. Do not wait. Do not look inside. The address wasn't familiar. It was outside city limits, through a 2-lane road surrounded by thick woods. Maya knew better than to take it. Something about the phrasing screamed, bad idea. But the payout was triple what it should be, the 75. She clicked accept before she could second guess it. Rain misted the windshield as she drove deeper into the woods. The GPS led her through winding turns until it stopped completely, saying she had arrived. No lights. No driveway. No mailbox. Just a gravel path barely wide enough for her car. She drove slowly, wipers squeaking as the trees closed in. After half a mile, a small cabin came into view. Unpainted wood. No porch light. No visible windows. Only a front door, dark red, but cracked and splintered like something had been trying to claw its way out. Or in. She pulled up, heart racing. The only sound was the rain tapping against the roof and the distant creak of tree branches. She opened the car door. Stepped into the mud. The food bag was warm and heavy. As she reached the door, she saw something taped above the handle, delivery person, place food down. Do not turn around until you hear the door shut. Her throat went dry. She almost dropped the bag right there and ran. But her pride held her still. Maybe it was just a weirdo with anxiety or paranoia. She crouched. Set the bag down. Then paused. A smell. Not from the pizza, but from inside the cabin. Rot. Wet rot. Like something long dead and buried had been dragged back above ground. She resisted the urge to gag. A wind gust blew behind her, tugging her damp jacket. She clenched her eyes shut and froze. Then, creak. The door opened behind her. She stayed still. The smell intensified. Something moved. Not footsteps. Something dragging. The air behind her grew thick. Heavy. Close. Something breathed, shallow and fast, directly behind her left ear. Then a voice. Barely a whisper. You shouldn't have come alone. Slam. The door closed. Maya didn't breathe. Didn't think. She turned around and ran. When she got to the car, she slammed the door and locked it 3 times. Her hand shook so badly she nearly dropped her keys. She fired up the engine and reversed down the gravel road without looking back. It wasn't until she was back on the main road, breathing heavily, that she realized something. The back seat light was on. She hadn't turned it on. She looked in the mirror. Empty. Then she noticed her passenger seat. The food bag was there. the same one she had left at the cabin. She swore she had left it. But it sat there sealed, untouched. A note now stuck to the side. Written in black, scratchy ink, contactless means you don't leave with anything either. Maya's phone buzzed. New delivery. Same cabin. Same instructions. Except this time, driver ID, Maya Lee. Status, inducted. Assignment, recurring. Every Thursday. She stared at the message, the road disappearing beneath her. Then another message popped up. A photo of her kneeling at the cabin door. Only this time, in the background, something was standing just behind her. Bare-skinned. Faceless. Its hand reaching toward the back of her head. Jake was the guy who never got spooked. Not by creepy customers. Not by run-down neighborhoods. Not even by the occasional prank orders that other drivers griped about. He was tall, tattooed, and had seen way too much in his life to be scared by anything involving pizza and a Porsche. But that changed the night he got an order from his own address. He was halfway through his shift, parked outside a gas station sipping lukewarm coffee, when the GoBite notification came in. Order, chicken lo mein, egg rolls, 2 sodas drop-off, 14, Gracefield Avenue, your address, instructions, leave on doorstep. Do not ring bell. Do not enter. He stared at it. At first, he thought it was a glitch. Maybe a repeat order that somehow bounced back. He tapped the screen. Nope, it was fresh. Time-stamped. Paid. 60 tip. He felt a weird, crawling sensation under his skin. He lived alone. No roommates. No girlfriend. No one had access to his account, and certainly no one was home to order food. Still, curiosity, or something darker, got the better of him. He picked up the food, which had been pre-packed and waiting at the restaurant before he even arrived. He pulled into his street 20 minutes later, headlights off. His own house stood there, dark, silent. Porch light burned out weeks ago. Mail piled up in the box. No signs of life. He parked across the street and just watched it. 5 minutes. 10. Nothing moved. Finally, he got out, food bag in hand. He crossed the street slowly, shoes scraping against the pavement. As he got closer, he noticed something strange. His front door was slightly open. Just an inch. But enough. He froze. Checked his phone. Leave on doorstep. Do not enter. He placed the food bag down and backed away. But just before he turned to leave, he heard it. Footsteps. Inside. Then, his door creaked open wider. He didn't move. He couldn't. From the shadows inside, something stepped forward. It wore his hoodie. His jeans. It looked just like him. Identical. Except for the face. It had his face, but wrong, expressionless, slack, like someone who had just learned how to wear skin. The thing bent down and picked up the food bag. Then it looked at him. And smiled. Jake stumbled backward, nearly tripping over the curb. He rushed back to his car and slammed the door, locking it. He looked back at the house. The thing had disappeared inside. The door closed on its own. Jake sat frozen for a long time, knuckles white against the steering wheel. His phone buzzed. Delivery complete. 60 tip. Another ping came in. New message. Thanks for the food, Jake. You'll get your turn soon. The screen flickered, then went black. When it came back, the GoBite app had changed. No other drivers listed. No map. Just a single status update. Active driver, entity 14, next order, processing. Jake drove to a friend's house and spent the night there. When he returned the next morning, his front door was wide open. His belongings gone. Furniture removed. His name no longer listed on the mailbox. And taped to the front door was a simple piece of lined paper, written in a hand identical to his own, "Thanks for the shift trade. We deliver now." He ran. Quit the app. Smashed the phone. But a week later, a new GoBite account activated under his name. He never signed up for it. He never downloaded the app again. But the orders kept coming. To homes that didn't exist. To people who didn't answer. And sometimes, to addresses he hadn't visited yet, but would. He even saw one posted the other night. On the bathroom mirror. Order, you. Delivery, midnight. Destination, below.